Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another one of the greatest of all time, TJ and MJ. Spin your dollar or save your dollar movie review. Come on in and listen to what we got to say about the movie of the day. Woo! It's ready to roll! Let's rock!
What's crack-a-lackin', people? What's crack-a-lackin'? What is going on in the world today? This is TJ
and MJ.
Spin your dollar.
I'll save you a dollar.
Movie reviews. And today, ladies and gentlemen,
this isn't about a movie.
Yeah, this ain't gonna be about a movie. Today, as you guys know, we do all kinds of talk. We don't normally talk about movies, pop culture, and giving you the reviews and all that. We also get into other news of the day and things that happen that are, just kind of crazy in the world of what's going on and stuff. This is more of on a little more serious tip today. And it's in regards to Gabby Petito, is it?
Yes, Gabrielle Petito. No, she goes by Gabby. 22-year-old woman.
22-year-old who basically
went on a cross-country trip in a camper van with her boyfriend over the summer, but didn't return home.
Exactly. And all kinds of stuff is going around.
Which has been on the news this past week.
Yeah, it's just been on the news this past week and everything.
Because he came home without her and came home not saying anything when they asked him questions of, where's your girlfriend?
What's the scenario? See,
fiance?
the way we ended up finding out about this is just that, at first I was just seeing stuff on, the news about a missing person, a girl that was missing. I didn't know all the details, nothing like that. I just thought it was some situation where a girl wound up being missing. And then I ended up seeing another thing saying, oh, now Gabby's boyfriend and everything is missing. And I'm thinking, okay, what's this about?
No, but I started to tell you.
I'm saying how I that I did what I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying in the beginning when this first started going down, I had no idea about any of this stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like that they were boyfriend and girlfriend, all this shit. I just thought it was
until last night. Then I started to show you. They got into a fight over their trip.
Yeah.
And then the police were there. I thought the police were called, but actually the police had pulled them over.
Yeah, the police had pulled them over.
And then saw that they had been fighting. That's when I filled you in on that part.
Yeah, you filled me on that part. And that's when I started going, so wait a minute, there's more to this than this girl. So, because I was tripping about the fact that now the boyfriend's been saying something, that's kind of odd. Why is the boyfriend missing? Wait, what's going on here? What's going on? So I decided to look further into the scenario, because at first I was just kind of ignoring this thing. I didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, here we go again, another missing persons type situation. And I figured, well, maybe, she'll end up showing up or something like that, or something happened. So, but I didn't pay too much attention to it until then I found out that now he's missing. I'm saying, okay, what's going on here? Is there some kind of conspiracy going on? So it got my interest. And then that's when you told me, oh no, these two are boyfriend and girlfriend and they went on a trip together. And then I'm like, really? So I started trying to investigate shit, and I happened to see, because MJ's up here telling me a little bit more details about what's going on. I'm going, oh, okay, I didn't know that's what was going on. These two are boyfriend and girlfriend. They were on a camping trip together. Okay, this is sounding a little more shady now. Well, why is he all of a sudden missing? Still, I didn't realize what exactly had happened until we caught this video on YouTube showing the full video cam of the officer that had pulled them over.
Video cam from the police.
The video cam for the police officer. And me and MJ, you know how we do, we investigate and so forth, because I want to see the whole scenario of what went down here in this scenario, right? So they're pulling him up because this guy is weaving and wobbing on the freeway, going a little fast, and so the cop finally decides, these guys, we're going to pull these guys over. But next thing you know, when the guy pulls over, he pulls over and kind of hits into the curb.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy like. So the cop's kind of like, what the heck? He just hit into a curb and all acting crazy. So now he's kind of like tripping. He rushes over to the car and he sees, as soon as you see him walk up to the car, you see she's in the car crying.
Right.
All bawling, crying and everything.
She's all upset, but she has no scratches on her, nothing.
Nothing.
But yet her boyfriend is all scratched up, bruised, like he's the victim.
And we don't find this out until he pulls her out of the car. And she, they're both being very, cooperative with the cops. They're not acting crazy like most brothers and sisters be doing when the cops, well, you just pull me over because I'm black. No, and everything, which goes to show people, white people do get pulled over. So there you have it. So she pulls him over, takes her out of the car, and puts her to the side and tries to get her side of the story. He tells him to stay in the car. She's all crying, boo-hooing and stuff like that. But what happens is she spills the beans that she basically started punching and scratching and clawing at the guy.
Admitting to the police that she has anxiety.
And what's the other thing? Anxiety and I always
she said OCD. I think.
OCD. OCD and everything.
And then she started hitting her boyfriend or fiance because
he's trying to tell her to calm down.
Yeah, she didn't want to hear that.
She didn't want to hear that.
So
she gets mad and starts freaking swinging and hitting at him,
punching his arm while he's driving.
And the first incident technically happens when they're at a cafe.
Yeah.
And everything. Now we find out about the cafe situation when they say, "Okay, go, calm down, girl. I'm not arresting you."
Somewhere in Utah.
Yeah, somewhere in Utah. He puts her in the cop car, says, just chill. I'm not putting handcuffs on you. You just need to calm down, get your breath.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk to your boyfriend. Okay, you're not under it. Nothing's happening. Nothing bad's happening, blah, blah, blah. She's still kind of, okay, like this. So then he goes over to the car and he tells him to come out. It says, pull the keys out, all that stuff. He cooperates perfectly, chill. And everything.
Yeah.
He's a little nervous, the guy. So you can see people do different things when they're nervous. They may kind of laugh a little more. They're trying to make it seem like, yo, dude, it's not as bad as you think it is, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of like, it got out of hand. And basically, the officer says, "Okay, I saw you kind of swerving. You hit the car. Well, what's these scars on your face? What do you got? Cuts and slashes on your face?" He says, yeah. Well, what happened was we were at a cafe earlier today, and we were supposed to be trying to do this big trip thing we're doing, and she's blogging, and the girl already told him that that's what she's doing,
right,
and so forth.
Yeah,
she's blogging stuff like that. We're at a cafe, and I'm saying we're kind of needing to go. My feet are dirty. And I don't like my feet being dirty, so I wanted to get some water to kind of clean my feet and stuff. I said, can we kind of move this along? And the girlfriend's starting to get all upset because, she's getting frustrated with the day and the bugs and stuff like that around. And she's starting to get amped. And she starts kind of getting upset with him. Right. And he's just like, come on. And so he says, well, I'm going to go get some water or whatever. She goes running out after him. And he says, listen, calm down. She gets mad because he's telling her to calm down. So she starts pushing and swinging on him and everything. Right. The people witnessed this, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. They witnessed her screaming and scratching, and then he's trying to push her kind of back to kind of like, hey, come on. Okay, I'm just going to lock the door, and we need to just kind of take a little breathing space. Right. So that's what happened in the beginning. So finally, he gets in the car, and he locks the door, and she wants to try to get in the car. So somehow she manages to get in the car, and then he says, frick it, let's just go. And they take off and everything. The whole way down the road where they're driving from this cafe, she's screaming and hollering, yelling at them and so forth. And this is when the cops show up and they see that this guy is kind of going a little faster than when he should be going. And now he's starting to see the car weave and wob and so forth. And that's what made them stop her, because now they're finding out that she started attacking him again inside the car while he was driving.
While he's driving.
And he told him that why did you swerve into the curve thing like that? She says, because when she was swinging and hit me, she grabbed the steering wheel. And pulled it, and it made him, pull over because she was panicking that the cops were behind him, and so forth, and she's getting all mad about that. So, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, he's got 2 cuts on his face, a cut on his neck.
His eye was kind of swollen.
His eye was swollen. He's got a freaking nail marks in his shoulder area, in his arm. It's bruised up, and so forth, and a cut on his hand, and so forth. This girl was swinging for the fences on this motherfucker while he was driving and everything, which is why the car was weaving. And so she admits she does this. Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, she has no marks on her, right, boo?
Right.
No marks at all. He didn't do nothing to her, but other than try to keep her off of him and everything. She admits to everything.
Yeah.
And so forth. She even says, I started hitting her because the guy asked her.
So they almost got her for domestic abuse.
Yeah.
They were going to
Go on, boo.
book her and take her to jail. They the one cop started saying, yeah, this is in Utah. We just automatically... The boyfriend and the fiance, Brian, he didn't even have to press the charges. And he didn't want to because the cop talked to him about it. And Brian was like, no, I don't want her to go to jail. And they go, okay, well, we're going to book her. And then you can go down to the police department tomorrow, which is the following day. And you can go sign a waiver, so that they'll let her go. But by law, that's what they were going to do. But what ends up happening, TJ? Look, they let her. They let her go. They felt sorry for her. I guess.
One cop, and I'm telling you right now, the cops are probably thinking about this shit right now. The one cop tells him, "Okay, come on, you guys. This is going to be your job, your call, dude.
She's 110 pounds.
She's 110 pound little thing. She can't
really hurt this guy.
Yeah, she can't really hurt this guy. Trying to charge her is going to be stupid. Let's not charge her.
And maybe
let her go
because evidently." Brian is not, defending himself. He's not protecting himself other than putting his hands up to block her hits.
Exactly.
But they did not end up charging her and did not book her.
They decided to freaking let her go and him go.
Yeah. They put him up for the night. They
put him up for the night.
To one of those shelters that for a domestic abuse pretty much person where they get you help. Like, okay, we're going to put you up for a hotel tonight. Right.
Don't text each other. You can't call each other.
Stay away.
You two need to stay away from each other for a whole day and everything. And then, the next morning, then you guys can reconvene. Yeah,
tomorrow morning, everything should be cool.
Tomorrow morning, things should be calmed down, cool, collage. And obviously, that wasn't the case.
Nope.
And everything. As we are now finding out that this girl's been missing now, as MJ said, he comes home.
Apparently they must get back together after that day.
Together,
After being separated that night, they apparently get back together because I guess they're back on their road trip, right?
Yeah, they're back on their road trip again, trying to continue off.
So that altercation happened around August 12th, I believe?
Around
August 12th, yes. That was when it happened in Moab, Utah. That's where that all took place. Okay, but then later on, he returns home on September 1st.
Yeah.
Without her.
Without her, peoples. Mind you, he just freaking boned out. Comes home and doesn't say anything to anybody. Everybody say, well, where's Gabby?
We don't know, though. We don't know what he told his parents.
Well, we don't know what he told his parents, but he didn't say anything to her parents.
So that's between him and his parents. Only they know what was said. But her poor parents are like, where's our daughter? Where'd you leave? Why would you leave her in the wilderness with, wolves and bears and, these temperatures? She could die. So we don't know. He did not want to speak and say anything. Nope. So up to that point, he was innocent. Right then, I find him, well, now you're looking kind of guilty. Like, why did you leave? Oh, if you just left her behind, why are you not saying where you left her? Like, you could have said, oh, your daughter went crazy again. She's trying to, attack me again. So I just left her ass there. But why are you not, Brian? Why are you not telling the parents where you left her?
Yeah.
You should at least say that. Or
just say, hey, we got in an argument. I got pissed off and I just freaking left.
Or did something happen to her right then? And you came home, when you came home without her, do you know, like, did something already happen to her? Was she hurt, injured, dead? Like, why are you not speaking up and saying where she is when you're coming home on September 1st and you don't even say...
No.
Answer the parents of where their daughter is.
And now the parents
that's making you look guilty.
Yeah, you're looking really guilty now.
But
and then 3
the
days
police aren't doing anything.
They don't report that she's missing for about 5 days or something like that, I think.
Yeah, the parents.
The parents.
They did not report her
missing. They didn't report her missing for at least about 5 days, like a week later.
Oh, and that was a mistake right there.
That was a mistake.
Why didn't you report her
I would have been saying something the day he came home without her.
Exactly.
And then she didn't call me. She didn't call us and nothing's going on. She ain't got her phone. What the frick? I would have been tripping then. I'd be like, hey, I would have said, this man took my daughter out.
It's everybody's fault,
It's everybody's fault.
It's like,
because the parents should have said, this dude and my girl who were supposed to be engaged, supposedly,
engaged.
They went out on a camping trip. We got video proof of them going out on a camping trip. This fool comes back and my daughter's not with him. Where's my daughter? He won't tell us where my daughter is.
Right then, they should have filed the report with the police.
They should have filed right then and there.
Why didn't you do it that day, parents? Mm-hmm. Okay, well...
So because, like, come on, dude. This dude comes back and he ain't got your daughter with him, and she ain't called you, and he ain't saying nothing? Mm. That's some crazy shit right there. I would have been, no, hell no.
And supposedly their last text from their daughter was on, like, around August 30th. But they're not even sure that was really from her, they say.
Yeah, technically the last talking that they had with her was on the 25th of August.
Oh, okay.
And they talked with her on the 25th. And then they said the last text...
August 24th was the last contact she had with her family.
Yeah.
That's when it stopped.
And then there was like a text message supposedly on the 30th. That they're saying that they don't believe it's her text, but they don't want to tell you why they don't believe it's her text.
The last sighting of Gabby, was when she checked out of the Fairfield Inn on August 24th in Salt Lake City, Utah. That was the last sighting, actually. Yeah, they say of her. So,
and those one people saw the van with them in there and so forth because they remember the hat and the rack and all that shit and so forth. But the problem that's happening now is, see, at first I was for this dude up to the point that he came home without her. And everything. Because she was obviously, that whole video, if you guys watch this girl is totally at fault for the whole thing.
Yeah, you can look up the footage, the cam.
Yeah, the cam footage. This girl was she's one of those type of girls that think that they can freaking do shit to you and nothing will happen to her because they just get all wild. And those type of girls that when they get emotional and they think that they can put their hands on you and so forth. And she shouldn't have done. What the cops should have did was arrested her ass and everything. But he didn't want to press charges. He didn't want to freaking see her get, messed up because he knows he loves her and all this other stuff. He was very calm, people, throughout this whole thing. He was trying to be chill. He was being very cooperative. He told the story. Everything she said and he said all collaborated perfectly along with the witnesses and everything. So at first you're thinking, okay, this guy doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would have done anything and everything. He seems like the kind of guy that's trying to tries to stay away from the girl when they start slapping you and shit, and he's just trying to okay, come on, calm down. And she's getting mad because he's telling her to calm down and everything.
Oh, and you know what? You're right, babe. I think it was August 25th was the last time they spoke. Right here said August 24th, but then right here shows
the 25th. That was the
last time she spoke to her daughter.
Yeah.
So August 25th.
So August 25th.
And that was actually the last day she stopped posting Instagram posts. August 25th, that was the last day of her posts on Instagram. Which I believe she was doing quite frequently.
And then all of a sudden her Instagram thing shuts down.
Yeah, we don't know why.
Gets taken down. I don't know what the heck that was about.
We don't know what happened to that.
And everything.
Yeah. Because right here, look. Petito's final Instagram post was published on August 25th. Featuring several photos of her standing in front of a mural wall.
Yeah, exactly. Smiling away. And there she is, smiling away. And that was on the 25th.
August 25th.
And so forth, Right. So if you guys look at some of you'll see a lot of footage of them if you guys are watching the news of their trip. And they're both happy and go lucky and smiling, having a grand time. Yeah. And so forth, it looked like. I mean, just the time of their lives, it looked like. And then just out of nowhere, this girl snaps on them and everything. For some reason, and she tells him why she's snapping because she gets very emotional and distraught, and she has anxiety.
She admitted that to the police.
Yeah, that she has anxiety attacks and all this crazy stuff and so forth, and it's kind of making you go. And I
think that one police, he didn't file the charges because he felt sympathy because he admitted to Brian that his wife has that, and that she's on pills daily,
for
anxiety.
For this shit. Yes.
So that she doesn't act like that.
Because she used to act crazy. So basically, bipolar.
And I think that's
it's like a bipolar act.
I think that's why the police didn't book her for domestic abuse against Brian. Yeah. Is because he kind of felt some sympathy towards her, reminded him of his wife, his own wife. So, he's all telling Brian, things will get better. My wife's on pills. Blah, blah, blah.
We go through these type of situations, blah, blah, blah. No, you should have freaking taken them to, and whether you arrested her or not, you should have separated them two and told her, you know what? You guys can't be together. You guys are going to be, like they did initially. They separated them. You guys can't contact each other, blah, blah, blah. What they should have did is and if this girl was in such danger, because a lot of people are up there saying, he's a monster for, they should have arrested him. They should have arrested him that day. And I'm like going, why would you arrest him when he was the one that was being attacked and everything? He didn't do anything wrong at that point. At that point in time, he didn't do anything wrong, and so forth. He was simply trying to keep cool, and so forth, the entire time. If this guy really wanted to do something to her back then, he could have done something to her and everything, but he didn't. It wasn't until later, after all this stuff, which is the part that confuses me now, is that now all of a sudden this motherfucker does something, and I'm like, what the frack?
Well, yeah. We don't know exactly what he did, other than did he just leave her there, or did he do something there before he left? We don't know that, and only the autopsy is gonna. Yeah, only the autopsy.
That. Because, ladies and gentlemen, basically, this just in and so forth. They did find a body. They found a body. It appears to be a woman. They're thinking it's very likely that it could be her because it's kind of fitted.
They found
it's very decomposed.
They found a body that matches her description in the same area she was missing.
Exactly.
That she was last known to be. So
exact area.
It's most likely her.
It's more than likely it's her.
Which is sad. It's sad for both.
For both families.
For everybody. She was only 22 years old.
22 years
Regardless of her. What she was doing, even if she was doing domestic abuse, she didn't deserve to be left there.
Hell no.
Or, left out there in the wilderness. At least he should have came home and been like, when the parents asked him, well, where's our daughter? Why'd you leave her back behind in the wilderness? Like, you're home, but she's not. Where is she? And he won't even speak up. Why don't you just tell the parents where you last left her? Like, he could have said, oh, your daughter went psycho on me again. I left her at blah, blah, blah. But he didn't even say where he left her.
Because why
is he not speaking up? So is he guilty? Did he do anything to her?
There's a number.
Did he hurt her before he came home, or did he not hurt her? We don't know, but why the hell did you not say anything, Brian? Because now you're looking guilty and you're making it look bad on yourself.
Yeah, there's a number of scenarios with this guy that basically, in my personal opinion, when people do stuff and out of emotion and craziness, they don't know what to do. They panic and everything.
Because he returns home on September 1st, everybody.
And they're distraught.
Without her. And then, from then until now.
Yeah. I think he came back home. I think he came back home because at first I was thinking, if he did something stupid, why would you even bother coming back home?
TJ,
you should have went on the run.
The parents are kind of, her own parents are kind of stupid too, I gotta say. Only I'm saying that, and you guys may get mad at me for saying that, but because if that was my kid that came home, or if that was him that came home without my kid, on September 1st, I would have been reporting it to the police that day. Not wait until September 11th, excuse me, to report it. Like, this happened on September 1st.
Right.
I'm not going to wait till September 11th.
Yeah, September 11th to go and report that she's missing.
That you waited that long? Why?
Like I would say after 2 days of not hearing from your daughter, she's not calling you, nothing, she's still out. I would have been like,
that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, no, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
they should have called. Before, obviously they were trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, or try to give the situation the benefit of the doubt. I think that's what it was. I think it was denial, denial that something has happened to their daughter, and so they're trying to give it the benefit of the doubt and everything. But to go almost a week is kind of a long time to be going, before you go and report somebody missing. I think that's kind of negligent on her own parents' situation. If that was my kid and you came up, I would have been at the police officer that day.
Right.
Telling, hey, this motherfucker they went on a camping trip, blah, blah, blah. He comes home. He won't tell me where my daughter is. She's not with him. And so forth. I think something happened. She hasn't called me. I ain't heard from her in like hours now. No, right. I would have been tripping and so forth.
Yeah.
And obviously, I was trying to give different scenarios with this dude, thinking, okay, maybe this fool got just pissed off and she acted out on him again. And he just said, frickin', I'm out of here. And just frickin' left her ass somewhere because he was so frickin' pissed off.
Well, if that happened, then why did he not say
I'm saying I'm going over scenarios.
Oh, okay.
Scenarios. That's one of the scenarios. And everything. The other scenario is she probably did some crazy stuff again, and this time he got physical back with her behind, and probably could have pushed her or something. She fell down, hit her head on a rock, and he panicked.
Yeah,
and he freaking oh shiz, and didn't know what the frick to do and decided, I'm going to go home. I need to see my parents and everything and figure out what, because now I'm going to have all this shit coming at me. They're going to come after me because I pushed her. She fell down. She hit her head on a rock, if that could have been one of the scenarios and everything.
Right,
and so now he's panicking. He says, I'm going to go home. I got to think. And he goes home and he tells his mom and them. He doesn't say anything to anybody else. He's keeping this shit to himself. And then he says, dude, you guys, mom, guess what? Something bad happened. And blah, blah, blah. And the parents decide to lawyer him up. Why are you going to lawyer him up? Okay? Now you're getting a lawyer for him. Why would you get a lawyer if you know he didn't do anything?
Yeah.
and everything.
Sure, that's
and
true.
so forth. We got to get you a lawyer because she's dead. You did something. She could be dead. They're going to find out, and we need to make sure that you have a lawyer so that you don't get in trouble for something that might have went down and it was in an accident away or something like that. So that's why they get the lawyer. That's why you do something like that and everything, and his behind is like, these motherfuckers are going to find me out. I got to get the frick out of here.
Yeah.
So that's when he disappears, ladies and gentlemen.
He takes off as September 15th, I think.
September 15th. He got back September 1st. When he goes
missing.
And then
he tells his parents he's going to go on a hike.
He tells his parents he's going to go on a hike in a place that he normally goes in these big foresty
Florida,
woods.
Right?
In Florida. And it's a huge area where you can go hike. It's like a dang forest and so forth.
Right.
And he goes out there and it says he's going for a hike. Gets his backpack, gets in his car, and takes off and so forth. My thing is, I don't think he's in the freaking forest, ladies and gentlemen.
Where do you think he is?
I think he took off somewhere else. Now, if he did kill her, then he's in that forest thinking he can hide. But then why would you tell your parents that's where I'm going? Because why would you want anybody to know where you're going? If you're trying to get away and you're trying to hide, don't tell your parents you're going to the freaking forest.
Your other thing was you thought maybe he took off to go look for her.
That was my other.
He left her alive, and now he's like, shit, she's been gone a long time. Maybe something did
happen, and I need to go find her.
Maybe she's in danger, and I'm going to look guilty now.
Yeah.
So I better go try to find her.
Because now this is getting a little deep and everything. So now he decides he's getting out of control, and he's realizing, I need to go find her now because I know exactly where I left her, kind of thing. So that's the other scenario I'm thinking he might have did and everything. I don't know. I don't think he went into the forest over there by there to go hiking and everything. If he did, he's going there to get his brain together and figure out how he's going to his next move.
Those kind of forests, you got bears, wolves, there's wildlife that will kill you if they found you. So, we don't know if she was alive. Did she get attacked by animals?
Yeah, she could have gotten attacked by animals. Because you notice they keep saying, we found the remains.
Or did she die from freezing conditions? The temperatures drop to below zero at night over there.
Yeah, if she was out there at nighttime and he freaking left her out there and you got maybe a wolf or a mountain lion or a freaking grizzly bear or something like that, and she's out there by herself and so forth. Yeah, one of those creatures probably could have attacked her.
Yeah.
And everything. What is she going to do with her little teeny body? Little self. And so forth.
Yeah.
No survival gear, no nothing, no water probably on her. Who knows? And everything. So there's a number of scenarios that could have happened in this situation, ladies and gentlemen. The thing that we've been trying to figure out what could have gotten to this point after they freaking left from the whole police officer thing, and then they went back on their trip again, and so forth. Me personally, if I was homeboy, I would have freaking taken her behind home. With that trip would have been done.
Yeah,
I'm like, no, we're done. We're done. This has got to be done because you acting out.
Yeah, because
you acting out.
Yeah,
and everything.
Because this whole situation, when it even got this far,
we got pulled over by cops. I almost ended up looking like a suspect to hurting you and everything. When luckily for me, I didn't put my hands on you. They would have been trying to arrest me. You got some people up there saying, "Oh, he should have been charged. The police should have never let him go." When the first thing went down, I'm like, why would they arrest him for her attacking him? You people are stupid and everything. You people out there that are thinking that's what should have went down. No, initially she was the aggressor.
Right.
She attacked him.
Yeah.
And everything. He didn't do anything wrong.
She was abusing him.
And so forth. So why would the police attack him? Oh, it's because obviously the man must have done something for her to do that to him. She probably had a fin or something. No, peoples. There's witnesses showing that this girl attacked him and him trying to say, calm down. She said herself, he was trying to tell me to calm down. And she knew it was kind of stupid because when the cop asked her, now, really think hard about what you're going to say here, little girl. Think really, really hard. I'm going to ask you a question. You just only want 2 things that could see how this is going to go for you and everything. And this is the thing I still don't get to this day.
What?
And everything. The cop asked her, did you hit him?
Oh, did you mean any physical harm?
Did you hit him to harm him? To hurt him? Or did you hit him to disturb him or distract him?
That was a stupid question.
Right? And everything. Were you meaning to hit him to cause any physical harm to? Of course she hit him to cause physical. Ladies and gentlemen, if somebody slaps you in the face, but they go, they did that because they wanted you to feel some pain. That's the only reason why anybody ever puts their hands on you. And everything. That's the reason why I always say, I don't give a flip if you're a woman, a man, a little, whatever. You put your freaking hands on me, you better best believe I'm going to put my hands on you. That's how it's going to go down. And everything. Don't think just because you're a woman that you can just get away with freaking hitting people all the time. You can't do that. And everything. And they think you can just get away with the shits. Now, most men are freaking gentlemen and they try to hold you back like he did. And everything. If he really wanted to do something to her, he could have done something to her a long time ago. How come he didn't do it then? How come he didn't kill this girl like earlier on in the trip? I'm sure she acted like this earlier on before that happened.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? He could have freaking done this to her a number of different times. They were always in the wilderness.
Yeah, supposedly they've been together for at least 3 years. I think that's what he told the policeman on that footage of that cam footage.
Yeah.
From the cops. He said they're together maybe 3 or 4 years or something like that.
But at first I wanted to root for Brian at first, but now Brian, unfortunately, like my wife said, I can't root for you, dude, because you are freaking making yourself look guilty as hell. Yeah. And now that the body has been found, and we pretty much, I would say about maybe 98%. Pretty much it's going to be her. Yeah. And everything. Even though it hasn't been 100% identified that it is her. Right. And everything. Yeah. We pretty much got a good idea that it was probably her. Dude, you messed up. You screwed up, dude. You're at fault and you're guilty. You're guilty for leaving that girl out there by herself. You're guilty for whatever you might have done to her and everything before you left and so forth. I'm sorry, dude, but you should have freaking just let this shit go when you had the opportunity and said, you know what? I'm going to end up getting arrested being with this girl. I got to freaking let this go. But because they're so love struck and I can't live without her and she can't live without her because she's too stupid to leave you and everything, right. You guys end up jacking each other up in the end and so forth. And it's unfortunate. Because I don't get it. Why, like MJ said, why would you not freaking say anything?
Yeah, when he came home by himself and they questioned him, like, look, where's Gabby? And he doesn't say anything. I'm sure he told his parents something. It's just that he didn't.
Yeah, and then parents, that's the other thing too, boo. The parents, if he said something to the parents, dude, do they realize? They don't realize, dude, because the parents don't want to talk to anybody either.
It could be, what do you call that?
They're going to be accessories to it. Yeah, they're accessory to murder. Because they basically held, they pretty much covered for him.
Withheld
information and all this other stuff.
Yeah, because they were ignoring Gabby's parents' phone calls.
Yeah, they're ignoring the calls. They don't want to talk to nobody.
Sad. Like,
just
what if
like he did.
Like, what if you were in their place? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're ignoring their phone calls?
Yeah, the parents kept saying, come on, just tell us. Just let us know. Awful. Where did he leave her? Just let us know where he left her.
Yeah, they're desperate.
Can you at least just do that? Just tell us what state she's in.
Yeah, so they
can so forth.
Look for her.
And everything.
Right.
The parents don't want to say anything. They want to act like, well, dude, he obviously told them something. So they're going to be, if this is her, man, guess what, parents of Brian? you guys are going to be getting jacked too.
Yeah.
They're going to jack you too. Accessories to hiding evidence.
Right.
And everything. You guys are just as guilty now. I don't think they were thinking about that when this scenario, because parents, I just got to protect my kid. Well, you know what? Protecting your kid's going to get you jacked over too.
Yeah.
Because your kid freaking did something that he shouldn't have done, which is probably he murdered this girl and everything,
Well, we don't know that.
We don't know that, but I'm just saying he did
But
even
something. If he left her behind, in a way, he did kind of. It still could be like would you call it maybe manslaughter? I don't know, because he still left her behind, knowing that she's not going to survive that.
Yeah.
Out there by
and
herself.
Of course the lawyers, they go and lawyer up. So of course the lawyers are telling them, don't talk to anybody, don't say anything.
Right.
Which I get it. I get that part too. And so forth. They probably lawyered up real quick and so forth. And which is probably one of the reasons why they're not saying anything. So I gotta back it up a little bit and everything, digress a bit. And just say, it's also possible that when they did lawyer up, and they probably did it early, and everything.
But why did they lawyer up?
But that was my question though before. Well, why are they lawyering up? Because
if he's not guilty of anything,
if he's not really guilty of anything, then you guys shouldn't have anything to really be hiding and everything. But most people do that because also too, anything you say can be held against you in a court of law and everything. So sometimes, even though you probably didn't do anything, blah, 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 it's probably still best you get a freaking lawyer and everything. You know what I'm saying? Because the people are going to start look at automatically how these people are already thinking about what they're saying he should have been arrested instead of her when she was the one who was beating on him. See how they're already automatically thinking? See, that's how this starts going. So it was probably best that they did lawyer up. Because already they're going to be people are ignoring the fact that this girl freaking cut his face all up, and everything. You know what I'm saying, and whatnot. So that just goes. I'm the type of person, I like to look at both sides of the coin. I got to see both stories, both scenarios. What led to this thing? Why did this happen? Why did that happen? Right. Why did he go? So I'm not going to be just straight up automatically going, oh, he's the one. He's all to blame. And everything.
So I wonder when we're going to find out when they actually confirm that it is her body, and then the second thing when they confirm the results of how she died.
It could be. I'm sure more and more information is going to start pouring in throughout the day and throughout the week to come, and everything as to what's happening. I mean, obviously, got to do an autopsy, but I'm sure very quickly, babe, if an animal did get to her or something like that, that's something they'll be able to find out very quickly too. And everything. A lot of times they find this stuff out through the bones.
Okay.
And everything.
Yeah.
Through the bone structure and shit.
Right.
And stuff like that. Or the bruises on the body itself. They'll be able to see things that this would have happened from this type of an impact. This would have happened because of a scrape or something of this type of weapon cut into this. So they're able to figure all these different things out. Yeah. Through, they got all this advanced technology on figuring that stuff out, ladies and gentlemen. But my final thoughts on this is, unfortunately, this went down. This didn't have to go down the way it did. He should have ended this thing a long time ago. Him being the more of the adult, kind of more the level-headed thinking guy.
A whole different situation.
Yeah, because he was the level-headed thinking one the whole time. She was the one that was distraught, and he was the one with the calm demeanor about him.
Right.
So he should have been the one that said, you know what? We need to just kind of end this right now. I'm going to take you home.
Yeah, let's end this road trip. Yeah,
let's end this road trip.
Take her home. Drop her off at her parents.
Let's take a break, because like he said before, he was pushing her away. And he said, "Let's take a break." He had locked the car. He didn't want her to get in the car. And he didn't want to give her the key. So he said, "Let's go. You go out that way. I'll walk this way, and we'll just take a breather."
Yeah.
And she didn't want to have that. She wasn't having that, and so forth.
Right.
So. I don't know. I don't know the scenario. Maybe he tried to leave her at that time. Maybe he was trying to take off that time, and then he finally just said, "Okay, frick it, let her in," and everything. But then that's probably when she got all distraught and started hitting him again. So who knows? We're really never going to know until this case really gets deeper into the scenario. As of right now, he's still missing, ladies and gentlemen. They have not found him. This guy, as of now, he's on the run because now, things are getting deep, and he probably knows it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
especially if he saw the news that they found a body missing. Matching her description.
Yeah, for wherever he is. I don't know if this boy's up in that little forest area, or I don't know if this boy food just took off. But his parents surely gave him a head start, to get the frick out of there, because they didn't go and report, oh, he just took off.
Right.
They didn't say that. No, they didn't. No, we find out 3 days later this motherfucker hasn't been there.
Yeah.
And so forth. So we'll find out later, sooner enough, peoples. I just had to bring this quick report to you guys on this scenario being, it's a 35-minute show so far. But me and MJ have been talking about this since last night, and I said, you know what, we got to bring this up on our next podcast, and and give our thoughts on the scenario, ladies and gentlemen. You guys can give us your thoughts down below if you're listening to this on YouTube. Check us out on Spreaker.com. We always do our TJ&MJ Spin Your Dollar, Save Your Dollar movie reviews. You'll be able to see that stuff. We always bring a crazy show to you, having fun with that stuff. Yep. And we'll bring stuff like this to you as well when certain things like this happen. We always like to give our thoughts and so forth. Yeah. So, once again, you guys have a funkified day. Check us out on Spreaker.com or also on your Spotify or Google Play. You can check us out. There's a number of other ones, but those are the most common ones. You can check us out. We always do our shows on Saturdays or Sundays, around between 5 or 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. All right.
Peace out.
This is TJ Quake.
And MJ.
Spin Your Dollar.
Oh, save your dollar.
Movie reviews. And today, some tragic news.
Sad news.
Yeah, sad news. So, you guys have a good day, and God bless.
God bless.
What's cracking, people? Have you been waiting for a place where you can laugh, have fun while getting the latest on movies and game reviews with a little pop culture news? Then you just discovered TJ and MJ Spin Your Dollar or Save Your Dollar movie reviews. Don't get it twisted. We bring it to you live every Friday and Saturday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on Spreaker.com.